Here we have the FG200 multi-effects unit from FLAMMA. FLAMMA is a brand I've seen that makes other Chinese pedals. They're in a competitive market with several other Chinese brands. Let's take a look at what's inside the box. So we have the unit in a synthetic bag. We have a trendy sticker, quick start guide, and a warranty slip. One thing that I noticed is missing here is a manual. The quick guide says to go to the website to find the manual. Unfortunately, the FG200 does not have a manual listed on their website. Maybe because it was just released today, but that's something that I'm really hoping they'll address. Let's take a look at the unit itself. It's a fairly attractive unit. It's got a metal casing. It comes with rubber bumper feet. There are no other accessories in the box, unfortunately, no cables or anything like that. So hopefully you have a charging cable and guitar cables. Let's take a look at what it looks like when it's powered on. So that's its boot up. You can see that there is an RGB LED strip right here. I haven't yet figured out how to make the thing run. But at the top we have controls for each of the available modules: master, level, reverb, time, delay, rate, mod. These are all amp settings, so CAB-Sim, and then various amp parameters, the boost, and the gate. And here we have the program display. There are 10 banks, which you can toggle by pressing the 2 buttons at once. That will take you up a bank. And then each bank has 4 different presets, A through D. So that leaves you with 36, which is not bad. And you can see that toggling between them changes which modules are on. And if you turn these, it shows you the parameter value for each of these things, which is nice. So overall, this display is good. A product with a full LCD display is obviously clearer and easier to use. And one of the only things about this interface is that it doesn't give you access to all the parameters of the different modules. For that, you need the app, which we'll take a look at now. So here's the app, and once the unit is on, you can pair to it. Which takes a minute. There we go. And the app is what lets you control all the different parameters of the device. You tap up here, you can see all of the factory presets. You can toggle them on and off by pressing the buttons. Each of the icons here looks like a FLAMMA pedal. And then by hitting the little gear here, you can change whatever parameters are available. Now there's only one noise gate, so that's that. There's a few different boosts here. So we got a tube screamer, looks like a metal zone, and then whatever, that might be a centaur. It's got a good selection of amps here. I think they advertised 52, and these are nicely named. Some of the other units, they're kind of obscure what they are, but you can see we have a Fender 65 Deluxe, a Fender Twin, Fender 59 Bassman, Blues Deluxe. So there's a good selection of Fender amps. We got Marshalls, Mesa Boogies, Vox, a Roland JC120. Really good selection here of amps out of the box. It's got a bunch of cabs. There we go. And you can load your own IRs onto this unit, but it only has 9 slots, which is a little bit lacking. And so far, I haven't been able to figure out how to load those. I haven't really looked at what these are. I have no idea. Maybe this is the speaker. Citrus is probably orange cabinet. Bass guy is probably a bass man. It's got a lot of different modulation pedals, about what you'd expect in one of these. And one thing to note is that if you open up the parameters for this, this is one of those modules I was talking about. Here on the pedal, we only get access to rate and then the modulation parameter, which I assume is level. But most of these modulation pedals have more parameters than are available there. Same thing for the boost, actually. Boost has 3 parameters: gain, tone, and volume. And I believe the boost knob only controls volume. So anything else has to be adjusted through the app. So you will need the app to use this pedal, which is a little bit annoying. It's got a few different delay options. It's got a few different reverb options, standard stuff you'd expect to see. Same issue with the controls. Now, other interesting things the app can do, there's the built-in drum machine with some built-in grooves there, which I find less than useful. There's the tuner function. You can see that toggles the tuner. And up here we have the interesting ability to upload presets to the cloud. You have to create an account, which I find annoying. I did this, and they do have their own little cloud service where you can see other presets that people have created. But honestly, given that you're limited to the built-in setup here, I don't really see the use of a cloud service for this device. There are some other parameters here. You can see stuff that you've uploaded. I don't know why you can toggle the CAB sim on and off here, because you can also toggle it on and off here. So that's odd. Some other settings that have to do with phone connection. The only setting that affects the lights, so I don't know if it's just a color or what. I find that odd as well. You can change the name of it on Bluetooth. There's that. So overall, this unit is about what you expect from one of these multi-effects units. I'm going to plug it in and give it a listen to give you my full impression of it in the text review. But what strikes me out of the box is that for the price, you really could do better with an M-Wave unit. I don't have a lot bad to say about this. I mean, the build quality is fine. I like the interface. The app is fine. But these M-Wave units just have so much more going for them. With the M-Wave units, you can edit all of the parameters on the device. You can change presets. You can toggle each of the modules on and off. You can edit all of the parameters right on here. And the other thing that these M-Wave units have going for them is that you can actually upload your own amp models. So you're not limited to what's built in, but you can actually train an amp model and make it sound like whatever gear you want. It can also do pedals. And I believe this thing has a lot more cab slots. All of these are customizable on here. I want to say there's like 40, or maybe it's 20. There's 20 cab slots that are customizable. On this, there are 16 built in and then 9 customizable. So more overall, but less that you can edit yourself. Now for value, this is currently just released and it's priced at $119. This is priced at $100, but there's a $20 coupon. And then the Tank G M-Wave unit is priced at $80. And honestly, the Tank G looks just like this. I kind of feel like the FG200 is a knockoff of the Tank G since this was just released and that one's been on the market for a while. But the Tank G features the same neural network amp training that this does. So overall, if you're looking at this unit, you can see everything it does here. Not a bad package, but it feels like other options in the same price range have more features for a lower price.
FLAMMA FG200 Intelligent Bass Multi-Effects Pedal with 40 presets, 10 amp models, 10 cab simulations, 9 IR slots, 40 rhythm styles, and an app to control it. Now, full disclosure, I don't have a bass yet. It's actually the next instrument on my list to get. So today I'll be using my Starcaster with active pickups. So I was really excited to get this thing. More than looking for just kind of an amp modeler and multi-effects pedal right now for a bass guitar or anything, I was actually looking for a multi-effects processor to use with my ambient music and kind of soundscapes. More about shaping the sound than anything else. And when I saw this come up, I thought, you know what? Bass is going to be the next thing on my list anyways. Let's try this out. And it's fantastic. I love this thing. I love this thing. The only thing I'm really kind of unsure about is the form factor. For me, I think it's just going to take a little bit of time to get used to it. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just different in a way that's hard for me to kind of use in the setup that I have. So it's going to take some reconfiguring. But aside from that, I love this thing. Now, I wanted to test it out without using the app, because I'm kind of old school. I'm Gen X. The first guitar I picked up to play was like back in the 80s or something. So I'm old school. And I learned to play with, effects pedals and effects processors in a rack, not in a computer. So I never really got into using the apps thing with my music. I prefer to be able to pick up a guitar, plug it into an amp, and play. And that's the way I like it. So something that's a simple package like this really appeals to me. Being able to have all the effects, or pretty close to all the effects that I would want, in one little package that I can throw into a bag and take with me, for example, is fantastic. Made even better by the fact that I just have to plug headphones into it, and I've got my full system right there ready to go. And to be honest, I was actually kind of shocked at how good this thing sounds. The noise gate works really well. I kind of dig the mods and the sounds, the reverbs. I do wish there were some other things on here. I'm going to really miss having some fun with some delays and things like that. But overall, this is a really fantastic thing to just kind of stick in my bag and go. And the reason you can do that is because it has a built-in rechargeable battery. Now, I will say it's not the biggest battery in the world. I think it says in the paperwork that it's like a 6 or 6.5 hour battery. I'm sure that's true. I spent a couple hours when I first got it testing it out just to see what it was like. And I wore the battery down below half in no time, which is kind of a bummer if you've got an idea that you really want to work out and you might actually be limited by the battery life in the devices that you're using. Other than that, I love it. I highly recommend it if you're someone on a budget looking to get the most bang for your buck. This is really fantastic.
Thank you.